for when Anise is over.
Okay, I'm live. Is that you guys in?
I haven't gotten in yet.
I'm not in it yet.
Oh.
I'm not in it yet. Do it yourself.
Okay, well, we got one person. Welcome. I'm just gonna mute myself for right now because I can hear it echoing back. A few more minutes and then we'll start. All right, it's 1 o'clock, but we only have 3 people on, so we'll give it a few more minutes. Welcome to those. Welcome back. If there's anybody new, I don't know if there's anybody new, but if there is, hi. Hi, Lyric. It's Friday. Somebody tell me how their week is going in the comments. Let me know what you guys have been up to, some lows, some highs. Hi, Cassie. I'm gonna make you a moderator. Okay. You're a moderator, Cassie. Hopefully more people start showing up. We need some like background music. It is way too quiet. Lyric, my week has been okay. It's good. My week's been a little boring, but we're home quarantined, so just try to keep busy. I got some new nail stuff and I attempted to use acrylics on my nail for the first time ever in my life. And it came out terrible. So credit to all of our nail techs, because I don't know how they do it. This is what I have. They don't look that bad far away, but when you go close up, it's atrocious. So my week, Cassie, my week was quick but good. That's good. I can't wait till it goes back to normal and it starts warming up. I thought it was really nice outside. And then I walked out and it was super cold. Lyric, practice makes perfect. Exactly, that's what I said. So I'm gonna keep practicing on it. This side's worse because I had to use my undominant hand to do this one, which was terrible. Cassie, your nails look good, thanks. From far away. Right. If you're new, if you're joining in for the first time, just pop a quick hi in there so I know you're here. There's 4 of us here. So it's Anna, Lyric, Cassie. I don't know who the 4th one is. Let's start reading on 105. Oh, okay, well, it's 105. Hopefully more people come in as we go. Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in. We'll kind of gauge it. If nobody's really showing up, we'll just wrap up a little early. And if people start, trickling in, we'll just keep on going. So hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I know Cassie, I don't think Cassie was here last week. So for those who were here, you guys know that we made it up to the end of chapter 4 for Junie Be Dumb Bunny. So can anyone give me like a quick recap of only one thing that happened in the book for last week? And I'll keep an eye on the comments. If you remember, it started with her in a classroom with Junie, our main character, in a classroom speaking to who? Lyric. Golden egg. Yeah. So this is obviously an Easter book. As you can see, Junie is in her little bunny costume. And her and her friend, they find a golden egg. No? Okay. So whoever finds the golden egg gets to have a play date with Lucelle at her very big and very rich house. She has an inside indoor pool. So whoever finds that gets to play with her at her huge house in the pool. So obviously everybody wants it, especially Junie. So that's where we left off with last week, is her at the house looking for this egg. So we're going to pick up at chapter 5. And chapter 5 is called The Jelly Bean Game. So take this time, get comfy. I have my blanket with me. I have my little drink. So get comfortable and just listen. Okay. And again, if I am speaking too fast, please let me know in the comments because I read very quick. And I have a hard time slowing myself down, so just remind me, okay? Chapter 5, The Jelly Bean Game. Lucelle's daddy clapped his loud hands together. Boys and girls, please find a seat at one of the picnic tables. Lunch will be served shortly, he called. I waited to see where Sheldon was going to sit. May waited too, because both of us had to keep track of that guy, of course. Only too bad for me. Because as soon as Sheldon picked the table, Lucelle sat down next to him, and vroom, May slid in on his other side, and I got shut out. Wait, hold it. No fair, I said. Then I quick tried to squeeze myself between May and Sheldon, but May would not budge herself. I did a grr face at her. May hissed like a snake. I stood there very puzzled. I do not actually have a comeback for a hiss. Finally, I went to the other side of the table, and I sat down across from them. That dumb May, I said to myself, she keeps getting one step ahead of me today. Plus, Sheldon is one step ahead of me, too. I looked across the table. Lucelle was whispering to Sheldon very secret. May leaned her head over, and she listened through Sheldon's other ear. Whispers can come right through Sheldon's head, apparently. I put my chin in my hands. I don't stand a chance in this stupid egg hunt, I said to Herb. He gave me a little pat. Sometimes a little pat is all a friend can do. Only, guess what? Just then, something very nice happened. And it's called, Lucelle's Nana walked over to where I was sitting, and she sat in a chair at the end of my table. I jumped up real thrilled. Nana, look, look. It's me. It's Junie B. Jones, and you are sitting right exactly next to me, I shouted. The Nana glanced her eyes at Lucelle's mother and daddy. Yes, I know, dear. I lost the coin toss, she said, kind of annoyed. I sat back down and tickled her arm. This reminds me of when we ate dinner together last year, I said. That was very fun. Except I accidentally broke your crystal glass. Remember that, Nana? Huh? Do you? The Nana nodded. Oh, yes, I remember, she said. I thought back. Plus, I accidentally busted your feather pillow. And if I'm not mistaken, I spilled beanie weenies on your expensive lining tablecloth, I said. The Nana looked at me. You're not mistaken, she said back. I smiled and patted her hand. Good times, I said real soft. May heard me talking. Well, Lucelle and I are going to have good times too. Right, Lucelle? When I come to swim in your pool, that will really be good times, she said. Sheldon looked at her and grinned. Don't count on your chickens before they're hatched, May, he said. The Nana did a little chuckle. I think you mean hatched, dear. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched, not hashed, she said. Sheldon raised his eyebrow. Really? Are you sure? Because at our house, my Aunt Bunny brings chicken hash for dinner every Sunday, he said. Chicken hash is her specialty. He smiled real proud. Aunt Bunny was a chef in prison, he said. The Nana's face went funny. She lowered her head to the table and she rested her cheek on her napkin. I leaned my face down towards her. Speaking of bunnies, Lucelle said the Easter Bunny would be here today. Only I haven't actually seen him yet. And so where is he anyway, Nana? I asked. Lucelle did a huff at me. Nosy Junie B. Jones. Why did you have to ask that question? She said. My Nana does not want to talk about that. Do you, Nana? You made a teensy little mistake about the bunny, and you don't want anyone to know about how you almost ruined the party. The Nana did a groan. Lucelle kept on talking. My Nana was in charge of hiring the Easter Bunny, only instead of hiring the real Easter Bunny, she hired a cheap, fake Easter Bunny. Right, Nana? The Nana did not reply. Lucelle went on. The fake bunny came to our house to get his pay yesterday, only his fur was real matty, and the top of his ears was chewed off. But he told my Nana that he freshened up nicely, and so Nana gave him cash money in advance, and then he hopped out the front door, and he never came back. The Nana raised her head. Thank you, Lucelle, she said. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. You're welcome, Nana, said Lucelle, very pleasantly. You're welcome. The Nana rolled her eyes. Lucelle does not understand sarcastic, I believe. And then Lucelle's daddy stood up at his picnic table, and he said it was time to get the show on the road. He held up a silver bell and rang it in the air. Then boom! Waiters started bringing food from all over the place, and it was the deliciousest food I've ever saw. There were barbecued hamburgers and tasty hot dogs, and crispy chicken fingers and crunchy salad and yummy potato chips and Swedish pickles. Plus, there were even delicious deviled eggs. Whoa! What a spread, I said. I stuffed a devilish egg in my mouth. Also, I stuffed in a pickle, and some chips, and a giant chicken finger. I didn't stop stuffing for a long time. Then finally I leaned back, and I rubbed my big fat tummy. Whew! I am about to bust a gusset, I said. Are you, Nana? Huh? Are you about to bust a gusset too? The Nana frowned her eyebrows. Ladies do not bust gussets, Junie B., she said. I was surprised to hear that information. Really? I said. Then what do ladies bust? Roger raised his eyebrows. At our house, we bust our guts, he said. Herb smiled. At our house, we bust our buttons, he said. Sheldon stood up. At our house, we just unzip our pants, he said. After that, everyone at our table laughed and laughed, except for not the Nana. Finally, all of us got finished eating, and the waiters took our plates away. Then wowie, wow, wow. Lucelle's daddy brought out the most beautiful box I ever saw. It was wrapped in shiny yellow paper with twirly, curly ribbons. He held it way high in the air so all of us could see. Whoa, whose birthday is it? I shouted, real excited. Lucelle jumped up and down and giggled. That's not a birthday present, Junie B. It's a game prize, she said. Before we hunt for eggs, we're going to play a very fun game, and whoever wins that prize will get the thrill of a lifetime. Right, Daddy? The daddy smiled. Well, we certainly hope the winner will be thrilled, he said. It's a pretty good prize, we think. Just then, he put down the box, and he pulled out a big jar of jelly beans out of a paper bag. This game is called the jelly bean game, he said. Can everyone see all of the jelly beans in the jar? We've got lots of colors, don't we? We got reds and yellows and blues and blacks and greens and oranges and whites. He stopped and held up his finger. But, he said, in this whole big jar of jelly beans, there is just one purple one. All of us made a hushy sound. Ooh, we said together. Just one purple one. The daddy smiled. Then he put the jar back in the bag so we couldn't see the colors anymore. Okay, now I'm going to walk around to each picnic table, and each of you will have a chance to reach into the jar and pull out a jelly bean, he said. But remember, you may only pull out one, okay? Okay, we hollered. Okay, okay. Lucille hurried over and held up the beautiful box. And remember this too. The first person to pull out the purple jelly bean will get this prize, she said. The thrill of a lifetime. All of us clapped and clapped. Then we bounced and giggled and wiggled and clapped. And we waited for the jelly bean jar to come to us. It was the most nervousness wait of my life, I think. Because what if someone got the purple jelly bean before I could even get my turn? That would ruin my whole entire chance. I put my hands in front of my eyes. Then I peeked through my fingers, and I watched the children pick. Roger's table went first. He picked a red bean. Then Camille picked an orange bean. Then Chanel picked a green bean. And Shirley picked a blue bean. My table came next. My heart beat faster. Jose picked a yellow bean. Then Lenny picked a white bean. And May picked another white bean. And Sheldon picked up a black bean. And then, at last, it was time for me. My heart was pounding like crazy. I bent over and did some deep breathing. Then Daddy held out the bag to me. I breathed some more. Okay, Junie B, he said, anytime now. I stood up and did a gulp. Then very slowly, I reached my hand inside the bag and I felt all around for purple. I'm just going to show you the picture really quick. We got a couple comments. Lyric said that the food sounds amazing. Now I'm hungry from what I read earlier. Anna said, me too. And Lyric said, the best jelly bean is the buttered popcorn jelly bean. You know, I don't think I've ever had that one. It's interesting. All right. And I felt all around for purple. I wrinkled my eyebrows, real curious. What does purple feel like, I wonder, I said just to myself. The daddy said, please hurry up. I swished my fingers through the jar some more, then all of a sudden, I felt it, I tell you. I felt purple. It felt roundish and beanish and purplish. I grabbed it real tight. Then I quick pulled my hand out the jar, and I opened my fingers. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? What do you think happened? It was purple! That's what. I jumped up and down and all around. Purple, purple, I got purple, I shouted. I'm getting the thrill of a lifetime. I'm getting the thrill of a lifetime. I skipped over to May, and I smiled real big in her face. Then I skipped to the middle of the table, and I did a giant bow. Giant bows are very enjoyable, even when no one is actually clapping for you. So I was so excited to tell you guys it was purple that I completely forgot to read chapter 6's title. So chapter 6 is called Me and Santa. So why do you guys think it's called Me and Santa in an Easter book? You can write your ideas in the comment box. And I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because I'm getting a little dry mouth. Okay. After I stopped bowing, Lucelle's daddy handed me the beautiful box, and I pulled off the paper as fast as I could. Then I lifted off its lid, and I stared inside. I said, very puzzled. It's, a box of pink fur. I scratched my head. I've always wanted a box of pink fur. Possibly, I said. Lucelle laughed real loud. Silly Junie B. Jones, it is not just a box of pink fur. Take it out so you can see what it really is, she said. Then, just as I was about to pick it up, Lucelle grabbed the pink fur, and she held it up in front of me. And that is the last actual fun I had at the party. A bunny suit? See? It's a bunny suit, shouted Lucelle. Junie B is going to be our party's very own Easter bunny. May laughed real loud. She's going to be our dumb bunny, you mean, she called out. Junie Jones is going to be our very own dumb bunny. Just then, the rest of the children began to laugh too. Lucelle stomped her foot, mad at them. Stop it, she said. Junie B is not going to be our dumb bunny. She's going to be our Easter bunny. This is the finest bunny costume money can buy. She held it out to me. Here, Junie B, put it on and show everyone how cute it is. She handed me the costume. I swallowed real hard. Yeah, only here's the problem, Lucelle. I don't actually like costumes that much. Not even at Halloween, I said. Mostly I just like dressing up as Junie B. Jones, and that's all. Here's a picture of Lucelle handing it to her. And if you remember our cover, that's her in the costume. Lucelle's whole mouth came open at that news. She put her hands over her ears. Oh no, do not tell me that, Junie B. Jones, she said. You have to be the bunny. You have to. She ran to her daddy and pulled on his arm. Make her, Daddy. Make Junie B be the bunny. Make her, she yelled. Lucelle's daddy rubbed his chin. Well, we certainly would like it if Junie B was the bunny, he said, but we can't really make her, Lucelle. Anna said, yikes, Junie doesn't look so happy. No, she does not. I wouldn't be happy too if I had to wear a bunny costume. But it might be fun. You're going to ruin my whole party, Junie B. Jones, she grouched. We hired an expensive photographer and everything. We're all supposed to get our picture taken with you. My ears perked up at the news. Pictures, I said, kind of curious. Lucelle nodded. Yes, pictures, she said back. The photographer has a seat set up for you in the flower garden. My ears perked up some more. A seat, I said? You mean like a Santa seat? Ooh, so that's why it's called, chapter 6 is called Santa. Yes, exactly like a Santa seat, she said. The photographer is waiting for you. You're going to be a celebrity, Junie B. Will you do it? Huh? Will you? I sat down in the grass to think about it. Lucelle's daddy bent down next to me. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, Junie B, he said. But we do need to get on with the party, so could you make up your mind, please? Do you want to be the bunny, or do you want us to get someone else? Just then, Sheldon shot his hand in the air. I'll do it, he yelled, real excited. I would love to have my picture taken with everyone. Me too, hollered Shirley. I would love to do that too. I looked at those two, kind of curious. Maybe I was wrong about this situation. Maybe being a famous bunny really was the thrill of a lifetime. I pulled the bunny suit closer to me. Then very slowly I put one foot inside the costume, then another foot, then zip, zip, snap. The daddy fastened me up and bingo, I was a bunny. All right, chapter 7, polite rules. I looked down at myself. My bunny feet were bigger than clown feet. Also, my ears were floppish, and my bunny hands looked like giant paw mitts. I held them out in front of me. I could take a pie out of the oven with these things, I said. Lucelle skipped around me and clapped. Yay, 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 we have a bunny. We have a bunny, she sang real happy. After that, she grabbed my bunny paw, and she started skipping me over to the flower garden. Only too bad for me, because skipping with giant bunny feet does not actually work that good. And so, kerlop, I fell right over in the grass. Some of the children started to laugh. There she is falling. Lucelle shooed them away. Then she quick hurried to pick me up, only her dress started to get wrinkly, and so she dropped me in the grass again, and she smoothed her skirt very neat. Plus also she fluffed her hair, and she shined her shoes. After that, she yelled to her daddy, real urgent. Daddy, Daddy, the bunny's down. Come get the bunny, come get the bunny. The daddy ran over and picked me up. Then he started carrying me to the flower garden. I felt embarrassed up there. I tapped on his head. This does not actually make me feel like a celebrity, I said. The daddy kept on going. I tapped on his head again. No one actually carries Santa, I said. Just then, we got to the flower garden. The daddy put me down, and he showed me the photographer. His name was Bud. Bud sat me in my bunny seat, and he arranged my floppy ears. After that, he went to his camera, and he took the picture. Beautiful, he said. Gorgeous. I smiled. I liked this Bud. Pretty soon, the children lined up to get their pictures taken with me, and guess what? My bestest friend named Herbert was the very first one in line. He zoomed to my seat, real happy. I think you look nice in that bunny costume, he said. You don't even look stupid. Hardly. I smiled again. Thank you, Herbert. You don't look stupid too, I said back. After that, both of us said cheese, and Bud took our picture. Lenny came next. Then after Lenny came Jose, and after Jose came Shirley, and after Shirley came all of the other children in room 1, except for not May. Instead, May sat in the grass all by herself because she was not a celebrity, of course. I said cheese a million times. Bud kept on saying beautiful and gorgeous to me. I felt very puffery inside. I am an excellent celebrity, I told him. I am making these children's day. Bud laughed. I do not know why. Finally, all the pictures got taken. Bud shook my paw mitt goodbye. I will miss him. After that, Herb and I walked back to the picnic grounds. And wait till you hear this. Lucelle's mother was passing our baskets out for the egg hunt. I started to run to get to my basket. Only what do you know? Kerplop! I tripped and fell on the grass again. The children laughed some more. I pretended I didn't care. It's fun to fall, I said, real stupid. Even Herb rolled his eyes at that one. Lucelle's mother helped me up and gave me a basket. I looked at her very upset. Yeah, only how am I supposed to hunt for eggs in these big, giant bunny feet? I said. I can't even run in these clumsy things. Plus also, I can't tackle or scuffle. The mother looked shocked at me. Tackle, she said. Scuffle? Oh my, no. This is going to be a polite egg hunt, Junie B. There will be no running or tackling or scuffling. Excuse me, we're all going to behave like little ladies and gentlemen. Just then, there was a loud commotion behind me. I turned around. May was pointing and yelling at Sheldon and Lucelle. Stop whispering secrets, Lucelle, she shouted. You're telling Sheldon where the golden egg is. I know you are. I'm telling your daddy. I'm telling your daddy. The daddy rushed over there and separated those guys. This bickering has got to stop, he said. If you three can't behave yourselves, you won't be hunting for eggs at all. I smiled at that comment. That would be a nice development, I thought. After he finished scolding them, Lucelle's daddy blew a whistle, and he told us to line up at the starting line. Everyone zoomed past me. I lifted my feet and stepped real carefully. Then finally, I got there, and the daddy started telling us the egg hunt rules. Rule number 1, he said, no running. Rule number 2, no pushing, pulling, or grabbing. Rule number 3, no trampling the flowers and plants. And finally, rule number 4, do not go anywhere that is roped off. He looked up and down the line at us. Does everyone understand the rules? He asked. I thought for a minute. Then I raised my hand. Also, there is no tackling or scuffling, correct? I said, because I have already been informed about that situation. The daddy looked out at me. Well, of course there's no tackling or scuffling, Junie B, he said. That goes without saying. I thought some more. Then I pointed at my giant bunny feet. Plus, there should be no tripping the bunny, right? I asked, because the bunny is wearing unfair feet. The daddy frowned. There is no tripping anyone, Junie B, he said. I nodded. Yes, but there's especially no tripping the bunny, correct? I asked again. The daddy sucked in his cheeks. Okay, fine. There's especially no tripping the bunny, he said. Now may I continue? I smiled. The daddy continued. The hunt will begin when I count to 3, he said. You will have 30 minutes to hunt for eggs. When I blow my whistle, you will all stop hunting immediately, and you will bring your baskets back to the table. Roger raised his hand. What's the prize for finding the most eggs? He asked. Lucelle's mother smiled. Then she held up a big wad of flowers. The person who has the most eggs will receive this beautiful bouquet for his or her mother, she said. They're irises from our flower garden. I picked them myself. Aren't they lovely? Roger looked at the irises. I think my mother would rather have a set of Power Rangers, he said. Lucelle's mother made squinty eyes at him. That meant no Power Rangers, I believe. Just then, the daddy blew his whistle. Okay, is everyone ready to start? He hollered. Ready, we hollered back. Ready, ready, ready. And so the daddy raised his hand in the air. And 1, 2, 3. The egg hunt was started. All right, chapter 8. Get a drink. Is everybody enjoying it so far? I think this chapter, hopefully the next one, will be the one where we find out who wins the golden egg. I kind of hope it's Junie. All right, chapter 8, swooping. The children ran. They ran everywhere, I tell you. They ran to and fro, and up and down, and back and forth, and here and there. Also, Roger ran sideways, and Lenny ran in a circle. I watched them very fascinated. Some of the children were tackling and scuffling. Sheldon went through a shrub. That's when Lucelle's daddy blew his whistle again. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Everyone come back here, right now, he shouted real mad. Everyone came back. Oh, sorry about that. Sheldon had a stick in his ear. He sputtered and stuttered and pointed at May. She pushed me. She pushed me, May pushed me through a bush. May stomped her feet. I am so sorry. I have an alarm going off. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. My brother, for some reason, put an alarm on his iPad. That was it here. All right. Let's see. Everyone come back here right now, he shouted. He shouted real mad. Everyone came back. Sheldon had a stick in his ear. He sputtered and stuttered and pointed at May. She pushed me. She pushed me. May pushed me through a bush. May stomped her foot. No, I did not, Sheldon. I did not push you. You pushed yourself, she said. She turned and looked at the daddy. It was the darndest thing you ever saw, he said. He shoved himself right through that shrub. The daddy stood there a long time. Then he walked to a picnic bench and he sat down real slow. And he hit himself in the head. I went over and tapped on him. I would just like to point out that the bunny did not run, I said. The bunny was the only one who walked. May overheard me. That's because the bunny can't run or the bunny falls down, she called. The bunny should not get credit for that. The daddy hit himself in the head again. I walked back to Herbert. He looked kind of worried. The daddy is coming unglued, he said. I nodded. Yes, I said. The daddy is going to need backup, I believe. Backup is the grown-up word for the police might need to come, possibly. And guess what? Me and Herb were not the only ones thinking that either. Because just then, Lucille's Nana hollered out real loud. Enough, she hollered. I have had enough of this nonsense with you children. She then cupped her hands around her mouth and she shouted over a brand new rule. It was called, if there's any more running or fighting, she is going to call the cops. All of the children did a real loud gulp. I looked at Herbert. That new rule seems a little harsh, I said. Only guess what else? The new rule worked, I think. Because pretty soon the Nana started the egg hunt again. And this time, no one ran at all. No one even walked, hardly. Instead, we all behaved like little ladies and gentlemen, and we hunted for eggs very polite. May stuck to Sheldon like glue. I tried to stick to him too, but my giant feet could not keep up that good. May kept on grouching. You're not going to get the golden egg before I do, Sheldon. Even if you know where it is, I'll still beat you to it, she said. I'm all over you like flies on egg salad. Sheldon rolled his eyes. But I don't know where the golden egg is, May, he said. I've already told you that. I don't know anything at all. I cupped my mitts around my mouth. I believe you, Sheldon. I believe you don't know anything at all, I shouted. I never thought you've known anything at all. After that, I hurried to catch up to him, because I definitely thought he knew something, of course. Sheldon turned to wait for me. Then all of a sudden, he glanced down at the ground and did a loud gasp. I see one, I see one, I see one, he shouted. May and I turned to look. There was a bright green egg under the bushes. Sheldon clapped and laughed, then he hurried to pick it up. But whoosh, swoop, scoop. May ducked underneath him speedy fast, and she picked it up instead. I got it, I got it, I got it, she screeched. Then she put the egg in her basket and danced all around. Sheldon's face got sputtery mad, but before he could even yell at her, he did another gasp. I see one, I see one, I see one, he shouted even louder than before. Then he clapped his hands, and he laughed real happy, and he hurried to go pick it up, but whoosh, swoop, scoop, May beat him to it again. Two, now I have two, she hollered. She jumped in the air and kicked her feet. I swooped, I'm a swooper, I swoop, she said. She ran back to Sheldon and leaned in his face. I knew I would beat you at this game, she said. Now I have 2 eggs, and you and Junie B have... She leaned her head into her basket. Let's count them. 0. You have 0, and I have 2. 2 to 0, 2 to zippity zip 0. I don't think May's being very nice right now. Sheldon looked at me real upset. I frowned my eyes again. Helpful hint, I said. Stop shouting, I see one. Sheldon pointed at his magic egg shirt. But I just don't get it, Junie B, he said. My grandpa said that the egg is with me. So why isn't this magic shirt working? I looked closer at the egg dribble. Maybe it's not lucky, I said. Maybe it's just dirty. Sheldon slumped his shoulders. Then he reached down his finger and he flicked off the egg. Only wait till you hear this. Just as he flicked it, his eyes got big and wide again. This time I hurried to cover his mouth with my hand, but Sheldon shouted right through my palm mitt. I see one, I see one, I see one, he shouted. Then before he could even move his feet, whoosh, swoop, scoop. May grabbed egg number 3. She twirled in a happy circle around us. 2 to 0. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 to 0. 3 to 0. It's 3 to 0, she shouted. Sheldon stood real still. Then very slowly he put down his basket. He stretched out the sides of his mouth with his fingers, and he stuck his tongue out at May. That was appropriate behavior, I believe. After that, he snatched his basket up, and he tried to run away from May. But too bad for Sheldon, because May stayed right exactly on his heels. They were walking too fast for me to keep up, and I stopped and watched them go. Then I did a big sigh, and I walked to a tree stump, and I sat down very glum. I hate being this dumb bunny, I said, because my feet are too big, and my legs are too slow, and my paw mitts are way too clumsy. I slumped my shoulders and looked in the empty basket. I did another sigh, because let's face it, the bunny was a rotten egg. Oh, I feel bad for Junie. Chapter 9, and this might be our last chapter. Oh, no, second to last chapter. Okay. Sheldon found 3 more eggs. May swooped all of them. Every time she swooped, she shouted her head off. 4, 4, now I have 4. 5, 5, now I have 5. 6, 6, I just got 6. 6 was Sheldon's limit, apparently. He stomped to my tree stump and threw his empty basket in the ground. That's it, I'm done. I'm not looking for one more egg for that girl. Let her find her own stupid eggs. I quit, he said. May came chasing after him. No, Sheldon, no. You can't quit. You can't. Come on. We're a team, she said. We're Team May. Sheldon did a huffy breath at her. No, we're not. We're not Team May, he grouched. I'm an egg finder, and you're some creepy swooping bird girl who steals them. May's mouth opened real shocked. I did not steal your eggs, Sheldon Potts. Those eggs were still in the grass when I picked them up. Just because you saw them first didn't make them yours, she said. Picking them up is what makes eggs yours. Sheldon started to yell back. Then he stopped and looked at me. Shoot, he said. I think she has a valid point there. May smiled real smuggy. Thank you, Sheldon, she said. You're not welcome, he sent back. And I'm still not looking for any more eggs, May. I'm still quitting. May was not expecting that development. She started to sputter. But you have to look for more eggs, Sheldon. You have to. Just a couple more eggs and I can win this whole thing, she said. Plus, you still haven't found the golden egg for me yet. Just then, the Nana walked by. May reached out and grabbed her arm. Tell him, Nana, tell him he can't quit, she said. Sheldon is on my team. And when you're on a team, you can't quit. It's not fair. The Nana looked puzzled for a second. Then she did a little frown and shook her head. Oh my. No, she said. I'm sorry, dear. But there are no teams on an egg hunt. An egg hunt is an individual competition. May did not like that answer. She pulled on the Nana's arm some more. But, oh, so sorry. It's weird. But, Sheldon has to help me. He has to. The Nana interrupted her. If you don't let go of my arm, I'm going to give you a swat, dear, she said. May quick let go. The Nana smoothed herself and walked on. Sheldon laughed real loud. I like that Nana, he said. I smiled. I like that Nana too, I said. I nudged him with my elbow. Maybe someday she will be your Nana-in-law. Sheldon did a loud hoot. After that, we did a high five and a low five and a medium five. Then I scooted over so he could share my tree stump. Lucille spotted us there. Her whole face lit up when she saw Sheldon. Chelsea, I've been looking for you. Where's your basket, she asked. Did you find the golden egg yet? Huh? Did you, Chelsea? Did you? Sheldon's face went funny. Well, my magic egg sure didn't work out that good, Lucille, he said. I kept finding the eggs, but May kept swooping them. And so now I'm just sort of, well, you know. May butted her head in. Quitting, she hollered. He's quitting, Lucille. Tell him he can't quit. Tell him right now. Lucille raised her eyebrows. You're quitting, Chelsea? Why are you quitting? You have to find the golden egg, remember? She said. If you don't find the golden egg, I will have to swim in my pool with someone I don't actually care for. She started to get annoyed. Think of me, Sheldon. You have to think of me, she said. Don't you know anything about being a boyfriend? Boyfriends do not let their girlfriends swim with people they don't care for. Sheldon didn't answer. Lucille's face got madder. Sweat came on her head and lip. Well, for goodness sake, don't just sit there, Sheldon. Go find that egg, she snapped. Then she wiped her sweat on her expensive dress sleeve, and she stomped away. Sheldon watched her go. Finally, he turned and looked at me. My little lamb did not actually handle that well, he said, kind of quiet. He paused a second. Also, she turned into a sweaty drip ball, he added. Just then, May stuck her head between us. Come on, Sheldon, you heard what Lucille told you. She said, you have to find the golden egg. Come on, find it right now. Then she grabbed his arm and tried to pull him up, but Sheldon did not budge himself. He shook her off like she was a bug. I admire that style. But after that, both of us sat there until the hunt was almost over. And then we started walking back to the picnic tables. Only too bad for me, because I forgot to pick up my huge bunny feet and I fell down in the grass again. And that's when it happened. I saw something gleamy. It was gleaming right in my eyes, I mean. I blinked and looked again. Ooh, what do you think she found? Then I quick tried to cover my mouth with my palm mitt, but the words came rushing out right in front of my lips. Gleaming, yep, lyric. The golden egg, the golden egg. I see the golden egg. May and Sheldon looked down and saw it too. For a second, all of us stood there, real frozen, and then oomph, foomp, we dived for it all at once, and slap, 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 we piled our hands on top. I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, we shouted. Then all of a sudden, all of us got really silent. We stared and stared at our piled hand. My heart started to pound. I stared some more. Then my mouth fell open. And I did a loud gasp because the egg was under my giant palm mitt. That's why. Oh my gosh, I really do got it, I hollered. Sheldon frowned. Are you sure, he asked. He wiggled his fingers to locate himself. Shoot, he said. I was hoping that big paw was mine. I looked at him. I looked odd at him. That was a joke, I hope. Well, at least you beat May, I said real happy. Beating May is still kind of good, Sheldon. Then, kaboom! May exploded like a firecracker. She yanked her hand off on top of the pile, and she slapped it on the ground. He did not beat me, Junie Jones. Sorry. Sheldon has 0 eggs, and I have 6. How can you say he beat me, you big dumb bunny? She yelled. That's when I exploded too. I am not a dumb bunny, May, I shouted back. I am the celebrity of this whole entire occasion. And there's a quick picture of them on the floor, on the ground. Plus, you didn't even find one single egg on your own. And so I will show you how Sheldon can beat you. I will show you exactly right now, in fact. Then, without thinking about it, I quick slid my palm mitt off of the golden egg and I let Sheldon's hand drop on top. There. Huh? See, May? See? Now Sheldon has the golden egg, and you don't. And the golden egg is the winner of this whole event, I said. Anna said, yay for Junie standing up for herself and Sheldon. I agree. I like that she gave him the egg. May's eyes got big as bowls. Sheldon's eyes got big too. He grabbed the egg in both of his hands and he jumped up and down like a rocket. May slumped her face in the grass. Then tweet, tweet, tweet. The Nana blew the whistle. And that was that. The egg hunt was over. Chapter 10, our last chapter. This is called Decisions. And that's Junie B's journal that she's writing in. Monday. Dear first grade journal, today at school, Sheldon keeps on hugging me. Lucille keeps hugging me too. May keeps glaring at me. She needs anger management classes, I believe. I kept writing and thought about the party. May didn't win the most eggs, because guess who did? My friend Jose, that's who. And guess who got to present the flowers to him? Me, the bunny. Jose was the happiest boy I ever saw. He jumped way high in the air. And then that's them. It's in Spanish, so I'm so sorry if I completely butcher this. Las flores para mi madre. Las flores para mi madre, he said. Muchas gracias. I giggled very happy. I smiled at that memory. Then I started to write in my journal some more. Sometimes I'm not happy about giving the golden egg to Sheldon because I made that decision on the spur of the moment, and I still want to swim in Lucille's hot water. Only here's the confusing things. Sometimes I am happy about what I did for Sheldon because seeing his face made me smile inside, and so that is something for me to think about, I guess. And guess what else? I'm not calling May Dumb Bunny anymore, probably. Because bunnies aren't that dumb, of course. And so now I'm going to call May a different name. Uh-oh. She just glared at me again. I think I will offer her a jelly bean. Because that would be a nice gesture by me. Please stand by. I put down my pencil and reached into my pocket. Then I pulled out the candy bag. I brought the candy bag I brought to school. And I held it out to her. Would you like a jelly bean, bird girl? I asked, real pleasant. May sputtered and stuttered, very shocked. Then she quick raised her hand to tattle. Mr. Scary, Mr. Scary, Mr. Scary, she hollered. Mr. Scary looked back at us. His face did not look delightful. I ducked down my head. May did a gulp. Then she lowered her hand and started counting to 20. No action was taken. I smiled, very relieved. Then finally I picked up my pencil one more time, and I finished my journal page. May does not like her new name, apparently. That is going to work out just fine, I think. Have a happy day. Your friend, Junie B. Smart Bunny. Yay, we're done! All right, so let's see. Just making sure I don't have any extra comments. So the Spanish thing that I tried to say that hopefully I said correctly was the flowers for my mother. So Lyric said, yay. I'm super excited that we were able to read this in only 2 sessions. So I think that was really good. What was your favorite part of the book? Did you like that Junie stood up for Sheldon? Or do you think she should have kept the egg for herself? And what do you think about how May was treating everybody else? Cassie said, yay, you did really good. And Anna said, yay, good job, Anissa. Thank you. I tried really hard. And I don't think we have any of our girls here. I hope we do. So did you guys like kind of this book, this chapter book? Next week, I'm gonna read a book by Dr. Seuss. So that's more of a little picture book that we can have fun with. So hopefully we'll see how that book works next week, and we'll compare it to this book and see which one you guys like more. Anna said, yes, super proud of Junie for standing up for herself. And Cassandra said, I liked how she stood up for herself. Lyric, May doesn't seem like a super nice friend. Yeah, I don't think so either. All right. Also, if anybody has any books that they would love for me to read or they really want me to look into, please put it in the comments, let me know, and we'll see if we can work around it. So I'm gonna hop off so Lyric can hop on, and stay tuned because they are going to talk about the 2nd episode of Alexa and Katie, which the first one was great. So thank you guys for staying with me and listening while I read. So yeah, thanks. Stay tuned.